Have you ever felt trapped by other people's opinions, like you're always at the mercy of their judgments? If so, you're not alone. In this video, we'll explore 5 steps to overcoming other people's opinions and help you build unshakable self-confidence. Get ready to transform your personal and professional life by learning to value yourself and make your own choices. Imagine being able to act without hesitation, pursuing your dreams and desires without the burden of criticism. Throughout this video, you'll discover practical tips and inspiring stories that will show you how it's possible to let go of this burden and live authentically. What you'll learn here isn't just about ignoring opinions, it's a path to emotional freedom and strengthening your self-confidence. What if you've ever been in a situation where other people's opinions have held you back from taking action? How much time have you wasted worrying about what others think? By watching until the end, you'll have a new perspective and effective tools to free yourself from these limiting thoughts. So like the video and subscribe to the channel. Self-confidence is the belief in your own capabilities, abilities, and personal worth. It is the inner strength that allows us to face challenges, make decisions and move forward, even when we encounter obstacles. However, we are often constantly bombarded by external opinions, whether from friends, family, co-workers, or even strangers on social media. These opinions can make us doubt our choices and, in many cases, paralyze us. Think about the times when you felt pressured to act in a certain way because of what others said. Maybe you decided not to take on a new work project because someone said you weren't good enough. Or maybe you stopped wearing an outfit you loved for fear of what your friends might think. These examples are more common than you might think and reflect how other people's opinions shape our behavior and, consequently, our self-confidence. Now, I want you to think, how many decisions have you made based on what others might think? Have you ever stopped yourself from doing something important because you were afraid of other people's judgment? How has this impacted the way you see yourself or even your goals in life? By reflecting on these questions, you begin to realize how much the influence of others can be an obstacle to your true essence and self-confidence. These reflections are essential to understanding what we will address next, the practical steps that can help you ignore these opinions and cultivate strong and lasting self-confidence. Let's go on this journey together. Recognizing your own values is the first fundamental step to building self-confidence. Our values are the beliefs and principles that guide our decisions and behavior. When we are aware of what we truly value, whether it's honesty, freedom, compassion, or creativity, we are able to make decisions that are more aligned with our essence. This helps us feel authentic and confident in our choices, regardless of the opinions around us. When we know what is important to us, we are less likely to be influenced by external opinions that do not resonate with our values. To help you identify your values, here's a practical tip: spend a few minutes doing a self-reflection exercise. Grab a pen and paper and write a list of the words that you feel describe what truly matters to you in life. Ask yourself, what makes me feel fulfilled? What do I stand for? What do I hate? Once you've listed them, choose the 5 values that resonate most with you and reflect on how they manifest in your life. You can even create a values mantra that serves as a daily reminder to help you stay true to your values. With this clarity, you'll build an internal compass that guides your decisions and actions, making it easier to ignore opinions that don't align with what you value. Imagine a situation where someone criticizes your career choice by saying it's not practical or respectable. If one of your core values is passion for what you do, you can easily evaluate that criticism. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by the other person's opinion, you can reassure yourself that you're following a path that brings you joy and fulfillment. That way, the negative opinions pale into insignificance compared to what you truly believe and value. By knowing your values, you become more resilient to the opinions of others, strengthening your self-confidence and self-determination. This is just the first step to freeing yourself from external pressure, and there is much more to come. Let's move on to the next step. We all make mistakes, experience failures, and have moments when we don't live up to our own expectations. This is part of the human experience. However, we are often our own worst critics. Self-compassion teaches us to treat ourselves with the same kindness, understanding, and support we would offer a friend in a similar situation. Instead of beating ourselves up with negative, self-critical thoughts, we should allow ourselves to feel, learn, and grow. Practicing self-compassion is essential to building self-confidence. When we are kind to ourselves, we reduce anxiety and shame, allowing us to move more effectively toward our goals. By cultivating this mindset, we begin to see failures as learning opportunities, not as defining weaknesses. An effective practice for developing self-compassion is guided meditation. Take a few minutes each day to sit in a quiet place, close your eyes, and focus on your breathing. As you calm down, bring to mind a situation in which you felt self-judgmental or angry with yourself. Instead of criticizing yourself, replace those thoughts with affirmations of compassion. It's okay to fail. We all make mistakes. I accept myself as I am. There are several guided meditations available online that are specifically focused on self-compassion. Start your day with positive affirmations that reinforce self-compassion. For example, tell yourself, I am worthy of love and respect, even when I make mistakes. These affirmations will help rewire your mind and create a more nurturing and supportive internal environment. Incorporate small self-compassion practices into your routine. This could include keeping a journal where you write about your daily experiences and reflect on what you've learned from them. Additionally, allow yourself moments of self-care, whether it's taking a relaxing bath, reading a book you love, or simply doing something that brings you joy. These practices help remind you that you deserve care and understanding, no matter the circumstances. By embracing self-compassion, you begin to build a stronger foundation for your self-confidence. Remember, being kind to yourself is not a sign of weakness, but rather a powerful tool for growth and development. Now, let's discover step 3 on this path. Limiting beliefs are those negative beliefs we have about ourselves and the world that hold us back from reaching our true potential. They can be formed from past experiences, criticism from others, or even comparisons we make to others. For example, if you believe that you are not good enough to achieve a certain goal, this belief becomes a real barrier that impedes your progress and diminishes your self-confidence. These beliefs are like filters that distort the way we perceive our capabilities. They create a cycle of self-sabotage. The more you believe that you cannot do something, the less you try, and thus the belief solidifies. That is why it is essential to identify and challenge these beliefs to reverse this cycle and build stronger self-confidence. The first step is to identify your limiting beliefs. Ask yourself, what are the things I usually tell myself when I want to try something new? Write down these beliefs. Often, when we put these ideas on paper, we can see how irrational or unfounded they really are. Once you have identified your beliefs, the next step is to reframe them. For example, if your belief is, I will never be successful, you might reframe it to, I face challenges, but I am capable of learning and improving. This shift in focus is crucial to starting to see situations in a more positive and encouraging way. Ask yourself, what evidence is there that contradicts this belief? Limiting beliefs often have no solid foundation. If you believe that you are incapable of speaking in public, for example, think of times when you have expressed yourself well or received praise for it. This practice can help dismantle the belief that is limiting you. Now, I invite you to pause and reflect on a limiting belief you have. It could be something like, I'm not creative enough, or I'm not good at relationships. Grab a piece of paper and write down that belief. Then, following the steps we've discussed, try to rephrase it. How could you change that statement to something more encouraging and empowering? This is a powerful exercise that can initiate a significant shift in your outlook and self-confidence. By challenging your limiting beliefs, you're not only freeing yourself from self-imposed barriers, but you're also opening yourself up to new opportunities for growth and fulfillment. Let's move on to step 4, which is all about surrounding yourself with positive influences. The social circle we're in has a powerful influence on our self-confidence and self-esteem. The people we interact with, whether they're friends, family, or co-workers, can either reinforce or undermine our belief in ourselves. When we are surrounded by people who encourage and support us, we feel like we can achieve our goals. On the other hand, negative interactions, constant criticism, or even comparison with people who excel in areas where we feel insecure can make us doubt our abilities. Therefore, choosing the influences we allow into our lives is crucial to our journey of self-confidence. It is essential to seek out relationships that will nurture our truth and help us grow, rather than demotivate or discourage us. Start by auditing your relationships. Ask yourself, do the people I spend time with encourage me? Are they willing to support my goals and dreams? If you notice that some relationships are toxic or draining, consider limiting your time with those people. Join groups, clubs, or communities that share your interests and values. A supportive and collaborative environment can do wonders for your self-confidence. Consider book groups, personal development workshops, or online communities that promote growth and positivity. Don't hesitate to express your emotional needs to friends and family. Often, people around you may not realize how their words or actions impact you. Open dialogue can strengthen bonds and foster an environment where everyone feels comfortable growing. Stories of people who overcame emotional challenges and built a support network can offer great inspiration. One notable example is J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series. Before her success, she faced rejection and hard times, but she always surrounded herself with friends who believed in her vision. Their support was crucial in keeping her dream of publishing her books. Another example is Oprah Winfrey. From a young age, Oprah faced challenges and criticism. However, she always sought to surround herself with people who inspired and encouraged her. Thanks to these positive connections, she was able to build an impressive career and become one of the most influential figures in the world. By observing these stories, we can learn the importance of building a social circle that uplifts and motivates us. Remember, you don't have to face your challenges alone. The positive people in your life can be essential to building your self-confidence. Now let's move on to the fifth and final step, where we will talk about action and the power of letting go of other people's opinions. Action is the engine of progress. Often, hesitation to follow our dreams or achieve our goals is fueled by fear of judgment from others. The opinions of others can weigh heavily on our decisions, leading to paralysis and delaying actions that are essential to our personal growth. It is important to remember that, at the end of the day, you are the only one responsible for your life and your choices. Taking action toward your goals, regardless of outside opinions, is crucial to developing self-confidence. When you make decisions based on your own beliefs and values, you strengthen your autonomy and increase your determination. Every step you take, no matter how small, is an affirmation that you are in control of your trajectory. Start by outlining what you truly want to achieve. Be specific. For example, instead of saying, "I want to be healthier," say, "I want to run a marathon next year." This clarity will help guide your actions. If a goal seems overwhelming, break it down into smaller steps. For example, for a marathon, start by aiming to run a 5K. As you achieve each small goal, your confidence will grow and you'll be motivated to keep going. Set a regular schedule to work toward your goals. Consistency is more important than volume. Small daily or weekly steps lead to big changes over time. No matter how small they seem, celebrate your victories. This reinforces your ability to do what you can and keeps you motivated. A prime example is Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb. During his attempts to create it, Edison was ridiculed by many who considered his experiments crazy. However, he persisted, even after thousands of failures, and his determination led to one of the most revolutionary inventions in history. Another example is Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple. Early in his career, Jobs faced countless criticisms and obstacles. However, he ignored the skepticism and pressed forward with his innovative ideas. This decision led him to create products that changed the way we interact with technology and established Apple as one of the most valuable companies in the world. These stories of people who defied criticism are powerful reminders that success often requires the courage to act, regardless of what others may think. So, by focusing on your goals and taking action, you create your own path and build the self-confidence you need to face any challenge that comes your way. Now that we've covered all the steps, remember, the journey to building your self-confidence is an ongoing one. Taking action, valuing yourself, and surrounding yourself with positive influences are all keys to freeing yourself from the shackles of other people's opinions and allowing your true essence to shine. Remember that the path to self-confidence starts with recognizing your values and practicing self-compassion, challenging limiting beliefs, surrounding yourself with positive influences, and of course, taking actions that truly matter. Every small step you take makes all the difference on your journey to becoming the best version of yourself. Now, I challenge you to apply these tips to your life. Choose one of the steps we've discussed and start implementing it today. Then, share your experiences and progress in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories and celebrate your achievements. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. This way, you will be up to date with all of our content on personal development and self-confidence, which will certainly help you on this journey. And to continue getting inspired, don't miss the video that is being suggested on the screen. We have more valuable tips waiting for you. Thanks for watching and see you next time.